Mary Kai, as I've reported, this past summer in July, one MDOT executive saw a salary increase of $100,000. Secretary of Transportation himself, as well as many other executives, also saw pay increases. But today, when I pressed Secretary Paul Wiedefeld about that, he said these salaries are justified and says this is what needs to be done to retain good employees. Both outside City Hall and inside.
We should not be balancing the budget on the backs of Baltimoreans who rely on transit.
Demands for more funding from the Maryland Department of Transportation are front and center.
This budget is making a big statement that our young people, that our families don't matter. And I know the governor does not want to make that statement.
Both state and city leaders representing Baltimore City stepping up to the mic, telling MDOT Secretary Paul Wiedefeld the cuts he's proposing could be catastrophic, making it harder for Baltimoreans to get around the city.
There is no chance with this plan that the red line construction begins any sooner than 2031. That's an unacceptably late timeline for any level of visible progress on that project.
In MDOT's proposed plan for transportation funding, with revenue coming up short, they're cutting $1.3 billion across the state, which means delayed projects.
We had to make tough decisions and reductions to live within our means.
In Baltimore, with less funding, that means projects like the North-South Corridor project and the Red Line could be at risk.
If we underfund the state of good repair in our system and aren't able to accomplish the light rail overhaul project, am I correct that that would negatively impact our application to the federal government for the red line funding?
It would.
All of this coming at a time where many MDOT executives just got big pay raises in July, more than the annual cost of living adjustment. The biggest pay bump going to Motor Vehicle Administrator Chrissy Nizer, whose salary increased more than $100,000, bringing it to $305,000. The secretary himself also seeing a roughly 5% increase in his salary, bringing it to $267,000. So at the same time, some of these cuts are being discussed not only in Baltimore but across the state. Many executives got pay increases above the COLA increase. One executive getting a $100,000 increase. How can you justify that?
Yeah, because this is a multi-billion-dollar business, and we've got to make sure that we have the talent to manage it. And you heard repeatedly made here, it was like, hey, you're managing this very well. But when we looked around what other people are making at those same positions, they're making much more, and we can't afford to lose these people that deliver these projects.
Christine Nizer, she was now making $300,000. I compared her salary to comparable positions across many other neighboring states, and they all said that those comparable positions in their states are making less than that. So what's your response to that?
Again, we had an independent group look at that to do it, and remember, we also have 6 modes. So 4 of them now are all paid the same. And that was trying to equalize that, again, for everything from retention of people as well as morale. And so it was obviously a management decision. I understand the big picture of that. But in the scheme of things, we've got to make sure we have the talent to deliver the projects that we have out there to deliver.
According to the executive pay plan, other positions are also making big bucks. The director of the port, Jonathan Daniels, is bringing in $437,000. And 5 others have salaries that are the same or more than Nizer's, all bringing in more than $300,000. But based on information we've received and online payroll databases, states like Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Virginia don't have transportation executives making that much. Did you approve these pay raises?
I did.
And you think they're justifiable during this time?
Again, it's always difficult in public service for any type of raise. I get it. I understand that part of it. But on the other hand, we've got to make sure we have the talent to deliver major projects that we deliver.
And it is important to note that salaries for port directors in many other states tend to be on the higher side, more than transportation officials. But in Maryland, that falls under the Maryland Department of Transportation. Now, the secretary also says that this is a result of inflation, slow economic growth, and federal COVID dollars finally running out. But these cuts are going to impact the entire state. And Senator William Folden says these salaries right now are unacceptable, and he wants to hold the department accountable. Live in Baltimore, Jessica Babb, Fox 45 News.
I'm Mary Bubala. Thank you for watching. Here's another video for you to watch. Also take some time to subscribe to our YouTube channel.